Hit the Zazook time. Bring my prayer for my money climb. Charts and trends, let's make it clear. Trade today, no fear when you're here. Gamble low, the lines are tight. Plan of moves before the fight. Strategy is sharp, we're leading the way. Zazook.App sit on the day. Zazook time. It's Zazook time. It's Zazook time. Guess what? It's Zazook time.
All right. Hello and welcome to today, December 5th, Crypto Pre-Market Prep. I'm your host, Biz. We're going to go over the market health with co-founder Andy. And before we start and get right into it, Jerome Powell gets on yesterday, and it's pretty interesting to see what he says. And obviously it sent the market up in a frenzy beyond most expectations. I think we got a slight stall at 98, and that's when I last checked. And then I think I got off work yesterday, and all of a sudden we're clearing 100K and everyone's partying. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, it looks like the pattern right now is it looks like a very popular pattern that most people are quite familiar with. But it'd be interesting to see what the chart says. And so without further ado, Andy, let's take a look at the market health.
Hey, yeah, what a big day. What an amazing day, right? Bitcoin bloody well did it. It went across 100K. All of the naysayers were saying it's never going to do this. It's a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme. The Warren Buffetts, everybody, right? The government was trying to shut it down in the early days. All of the exchanges, Morgan and all of those were trying to put it down and all of this kind of stuff. And now, as you've just said, which I'll get into in a minute, the Fed is going, well, it's just a competitor to gold. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no point going through the market health report because the market health report is Scotchio,
including
everything.
memes.
Including memes, yeah, literally including memes. Everything is Scotchio. So let's go to the chart now. Yesterday on the stream, I showed you this ascending wedge and I showed you this green arrow. And we were about last night about this place when we did the stream. And I said that 70% through an ascending wedge, usually after that, something starts to happen. And that was 2300 my time. And at midnight my time, it had a little dip, and then suddenly it started to move. And I thought, oh, it's kind of happening. So I woke up this morning around the 5-6 o'clock a.m. and it was in this little holding pattern. And I'm like, it's going to go, It's going to go. And suddenly, my 9 a.m. 1 hour candle, boom, we broke through it. Not only did we break through it, we went up to 94,000. 104,000. We just broke it. Incredible, right? And now it's taking a breather. I mean, quite rightly so, right? It's going down a little. And of course, what was very interesting is that after it took a little breather and started to drop a right little bit, we're talking only like 2.71%. Of course, the alts had a pullback, which was great for me. It was perfect time of day. So I took some trades, which I will show you. But before we do that, let's look at this altcoin season. It's actually dipped a little bit today, but whether this is right, I don't know. I think the big news was, as you alluded to, Fed Chair Powell calls Bitcoin a competitor to gold, not the dollar, and they're now accepting it because they have no choice, right? They literally have no choice, and it's quite funny because this article. Who's laughing now? New York Mayor Eric Adam boasts about Bitcoin paychecks. And if you watch this video, I'm just going to zoom. I've got it set up at the right place.
Forward. We should not be afraid of Bitcoin. Remember y'all laughed at me when I first got my Bitcoin? Who's laughing now? Go look at my Bitcoin now. Y'all all mock me. You're taking your first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin? What's wrong with you? Now you wish you would have done it.
It's brilliant, right? And I think it's a great day. And if we go back to the charts, when this little dip happened, I went into a trade in Miro. I finished it off. I got out of the trade because I had to go off and do stuff when I'm day trading. But I got in around here this morning at my 9:30-ish and rode it up and then just kind of put a limit order in to get out at around my 9%. I was on 5x leverage, 9.5's 45. So that was kind of 45% profit. Had to go off and do some stuff. Also, Bitcoin, the altcoins, some of them were not quite sure what to do about the whole Bitcoin thing. Some were following it. I think XMR. Hang on a second. Where's XMR? It's in one of my lists somewhere.
Boomer coin.
Yeah, XMR. Oh no, XVG. Sorry, XVG. Actually dropped quite a lot during that time. So you see, this is the moment that Bitcoin was going up and it just completely pulled back. It went down like 21%. It didn't know what the hell to do. But quite a few other coins, they went up. So it's been a very good day. And yesterday I was sharing that Camarilla pivots. I found yet another great tool today, which I'm going to show you. It's built in to Trading View, and it's down here, and it's called Anchored VWAP. And I've got some things set up here to show you. Where are they? I'm sure I put them here. Okay, let's look at ETH, and let's look at ETH on, say, the 1 hour chart. Is it this one? Oh yeah. So imagine that when all the coins pumped at around, November the 5th when Trump won, right? And everybody thought, this is great for crypto. So everything went up. Now this VWAP, it's a volume weighted average price. So but what's really cool about it, it uses volume. What you can do is you can put on these bands as well. I'll just put on this background. So this is where above the line are where buyers are in control, and beneath the line are where sellers are in control. And the bands are more like overbought, oversold, right? So if we just take the bands off because they get a little bit annoying.
Wait, so the band is the band more like the neutral territory, right? Because above the band is overbought, or the buyers in control.
Yes, that's right. So, but I mean, as you can see, it can stay overbought for a very long time, right? And in fact, that could prove to be a good profit target area. You could use it for that. If you were, depends on your risk tolerance, right? But if I take that off, let's assume that you didn't realize that the coins were pumping and you can't get in. You don't know where to get in now. Is it going to drop? If I take a trade, is it going to fall down? Where do I get in, right? So if you were very conservative, you could wait for it to come back and retest VWAP. And then once it confirms it, go in again and set a very tight stop beneath VWAP here. But let's just say you didn't want to do that. You can have multiple ones. So I want to get in early. I don't want to wait. So you could put another VWAP here. And then you could get in when it breaks that. And that would sit you in early to the trade. So it's a really great tool and it works like a charm. And in fact, I've been using it today. Let me see how this is doing. Yeah, I got out of this trade, but you'll see what I did was I got in here. I put multiple VWAPs on because this had a huge move. And it was kind of coming down, And then so I was looking at the chart, and about here I thought, right, it's gone above that one as well. I'm going to get in. But I got out actually as it was pulling down. So I took about 3.63% 5x leverage. So that's like 16.5%. But it was, setting a very tight stop, even if I hadn't got out because I was busy. I set a very tight stop here of 0.5%. 5x leverage is 2.5%, right? Another one that I've actually set up, which is nearly about to fire, is TIA. I think TIA is going to do very well. And I put these, again, you come down here all the way back to where it started to pump. I didn't bother putting in the other ones. Putting this one at the top just to see where it was going. It came off and bounced off that one. Put another one on and saw it bounced above that. Then I put a very small one on. If you go down to the 5-minute chart, you can see that it's bouncing above that one. So there's not much history in that. So it's just dealing with the volume and the average prices within that range, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it's called the anchored VWAP. You can anchor it from a moment in time.
Yeah.
So I believe TIA is going to, if you went onto a much higher time frame, TIA is going to do very well. So I put a limit order in, and I'm not chasing it. I put the limit order in just as it was up here somewhere, and I said I'm going to wait for it to pull back to this. If I miss it, I miss it. But yeah, TIA is a very good one. Another one. Whoops, what was that? Pros has just fired off an alert.
So just wanted to come back to the indicator, the anchored VWAP. So how are you identifying when your buy signal is on it, and how are you utilizing this as an exit entry of your position?
Okay, so this is about getting in, right? So where do I get in to my trade? Because imagine I was to replay this back to say here, right, on ETH, and it's gone up like this. You're like, well, how do I know it's not going to tank from here? How do I know it's going to go up from here? Right. So this is you obviously the benefit of hindsight, the benefit of looking back in the chart is saying, oh, I would always win on this trade, right? This would always be fantastic. But if you've rewound this and you're saying, well, I have no idea where I should enter into this trade. So at this moment in time, which was back on the 10th of November, you could say, well, I'm going to stick another VWAP here. It's still way above it, right? So I'm just going to wait. I'm going to let it play out. And this is the other thing. Patience is the key, right? Patience is the key. Now, at this point, you might put another VWAP on this one. Are you with me? And say, and you might put that on there and gone, do you know what? There's a chance I could get in there, right? Let's play it forward. Comes back to test that VWAP, bounces below it. So now imagine you had got in at that point above that VWAP there. You could have had an 8.5% trade in ETH if you were using leverage and you were day trading. You could have said, well, I'm gonna get out when I get a big red candle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you just let that roll on, you're out of the trade again.
Okay. So
and you're waiting. So now, I meant to hit pause. Depending on your risk tolerance, you could either now on the longer time one go, look, it's just bounced off that one. I don't give a shit. I'm going in, right? I'm going in here. If your risk tolerance is less, now I've got two of these on, I can say, no, I'm going in on the second confirmation. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So you also what you can do is you can say, I'm going to set my stop. If I do go in here and it does turn around, I'm going to set my stop just beneath the VWAP. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be very, very strict with myself that that's the way I'm going to trade it. So if we let it play out, goes beneath it, So either you would have been stopped at if you'd have gone in at that point, or if you'd have gone in earlier, you might have taken some profit as it dropped back through it, right? So again, it's based on your risk tolerance. Maybe I can make this go at 10 times speed rather than, there you go, that's a bit better.
You see a tightening of the range.
Yeah, so yes, obviously you're getting a consolidation. And oddly enough, what happens sometimes is these VWAPs kind of meet. Now, you can delete some of them after a while, right, as they get a bit old. And obviously this first one is dealing with the volume of all this huge move, whereas this one is dealing with the volume of just this area here, right? Now, obviously kicked off at that point. So either you were in or you weren't in.
Yeah.
But again, if you weren't in, you could say, "Oh shit, I wasn't in. I'm going to put another VWAP on, see how that unfolds." So it's a very good way of finding an entry and making sure that your stop loss goes beneath that VWAP, right? Yeah. Once you're in on a trade, let me just stop that replay. Once you're in on a trade, that was the last one that I put on there. You can see it came back and tested it again and bounced up off it. Once you're in that trade, you could then use the Camarilla pivot points to target your profits based on where you went in. These pivot points change on the daily candle. So you'll notice at 0 UTC, they move. It recalculates the pivot points to the new place for that day. So this pivot point will run for the day. So it's not constantly changing, right? Yeah. So here, at this point, when it bounced off this again, it went up above L3, right? So if you were in before, you'd be seeing your pivot points moving. So anyway, it's just another tool. Yeah. It's if you pay for Trading View, it's in here, stick it in your favorites, comes up here, and you can use it like that. So yes, and I've been planning this on many different, I've been looking at this on many different coins. I'm just going to turn this off. BCH is another tip that came in. So I want to plan it on that. Coins like Jasmy have done very well in Zazook. So again, where do you enter when it's clearly been flying? Are you with me? So if you're looking for an entry, you just have to be patient. You just have to wait. But it's another confirmation. Right? Would I trade this right now? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Right? I've not even looked at LTC, but I've not had chance. But again, LTC had a huge move. Stick it on back there. You can see how it kind of bounced up these, right? Went slightly beneath it. But so you come in, you miss it. Where the hell do you get in? You don't know if you don't have that on the chart, right? So if I take that off the chart and you remove all these candles in the future, you really don't know.
Yeah, it's just another. It's when you're in blue sky territory, when there's no previous price data to suggest any hold or break levels. You got to use indicators that can accurate or yeah.
And because it's using volume as part of the moving average, right? If I just I'll put all of these on now, so you can do things like this where you can see these are the kind of the bullish area, the bearish area. Overbought is above it and oversold is beneath it. Oh, sorry, there's something outside my window. It'd be one of the puppies messing around. So LTC, for instance, there, let me just tidy that up a little bit and take all these off. I wish there was a button just to do it all in one. But again, excuse me, you're kind of in the trade now and you see a dip, say here, and you're going, well, when do I get out? And you get out, you see this here, you could take a view that you get out when it drops beneath that VWAP there. So if you'd have gotten in here, you could say if it goes beneath there, I'm getting out at that 6.4% range. But if you're a proper degen like you'd say it's above my VWAP, I'm staying in. Do you know what I mean? But I would have probably got out, and then when it went above this VWAP, got back in again.
Yeah.
And set my stop right beneath it. And as it went up, I would create another. I would just create another and move my stop beneath that.
I'm like a
It's
candlestick formation guy, you know, on the close of a previous candle.
yeah. I mean, it's, you know, I like tools I can just put on and give me some measure of understanding of where the move is and where I can get in and out. And then I'm very strict on my risk reward. So I calculate what leverage I would use based on what I see. And I think where this VWAP could be very interesting is saying, well, you know, I think this is potentially a big move. So I can use a higher leverage and make sure that I have a trailing stop coming up behind me.
Yeah.
Or maybe this is, I'm not sure. So I'm going to have I'm only going to use 3x, 2x, maximum 5x. You know, and that's how I'm going to do it. It's kind of, anyway, it's just another tool. I like to find these things out. So yeah, so that's, I mean, for today now, you know, Bitcoin looks like it's trying to do it again. If you remember, I said the ascending wedge, when it normally flies up, it can do a move the size of the wedge. So this line here is the size of the wedge, which takes us up to around 110, just short of 111,000. So let's say 111,000. So there's a good chance that's where we're headed. We never know. We never know. But this one worked out like a charm, an absolute charm.
Yeah. Do you see about the
just
XRP sell the news event? That's what they're calling it?
oh yeah. So you know, we were talking about Justin Sun yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And let me find TRX that was in here. So TRX had hang on a sec, I'm on the, you see this move?
Yeah.
This was after he tweeted, after XRP had shot up like crazy, after he tweeted a simple tweet that said, TRX equal XRP.
Are you serious?
That's all he tweeted.
I thought it was the banana in his mouth.
Whilst eating a banana, yeah. While eating a $6.4 million banana.
What a stunt. He had to recover. That was to offset the cost. So it wasn't,
yeah, that's right, yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a stunt.
So now in our elite channel, I was just telling Biz before we came on, I have now muted our tip update channels because we get so many, because we've got like lots and lots of stuff in play. This is my favorite channel, but you can see we're getting so many tip updates, INJ, FTT, FIRE, REQ. We're getting so many flying up right now. I've had to mute them because I can't cope with how many there are. And the evidence of that, when you look in our back end, is that in our elite channel, I mean, overall, we've got 835 juicy tips. Now, sometimes this is the same coin in different channels. It might be in the top 40 by volume, might be in the elite channel, and might also be in, say, a DeFi channel or something like that, right? But even throughout, of all of those 835, on average, we're 58% in profit, and 94.5 have gone to 3%, 90 to that, and in our into 90%. If I go to our elite channel, we have 329 unique trading pairs in here, because this is we cover about 400 pairs. So this is like 329 are already in play of that 400, and we are at 98% get to 3%, 97 to 5, and nearly 94% get to 10, and 88% of getting to 20% in profit. So, you know, if you're here to hodl, different story. If you're here to day trade, then if you're kind of pretty certain that these coins are going to go to at least 3, 5, 10%, you can use leverage and then just make your money for the day and get out your trades, you know, and just use it to day trade. So yes, but it's got so busy that I now just get the news and the hourly candles, the 4-hour, 12-hour, and 1 day juicy tips, and then I go to the charts, and that's why I've been using tools like this. I don't think I got my entry on tier. No, I don't think it got down there.
Sui and BTC just came in on a 12-hour. And Sui's a ripping.
Yeah, Sui. Yeah, so
came in an hour
Sui is
ago.
on my. It's there on my list. Oh yeah, it's gone. Right, like that just literally ripped. So I think it came in just recently again, right?
An hour ago. So
yeah, it came in here.
You asked me why.
Literally,
I don't sleep, and you know how can I? Oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, but again, this is a great thing. How the hell do I get into this coin? I've been wanting to get into Sui for ages, and you've just reminded me that I hadn't checked that. I'd put these are on the chart, but I've not had a look for the last God knows how long, because I've been preparing for this stream. But yes, that will pull back, right? So I will get in and have a pullback. But yeah, look at that. That came in 1 hour ago, came in just here on the, whoops, not the, don't want that, I want that, came in there, but it was also already in other channels, right? It's already at 13.9, we'd had a juicy tip over at 69.93 on Sui on the 24th of the 11th. So it comes in on the 4-hour, it can come in on the 12-hour, it can come in on the day. People like to trade different speeds and different charts. If you want to look once a day, you can. But yes, Sui is doing really well.
You know what's been holding up pretty strong even after the XRP pullback is the XLM.
XLM.
You remember how XLM came in? It was like was it 600%?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, look at the pullback. It's not even that bad. It just went on a massive tear, and that's all it pulled back. It pulled back what? It only pulled back 20% from top to bottom.
34. Yeah, 34%. But again, finding an entry. Where do I find an entry? You know, it's bounced off that first one again. That was the big one. It's just bounced off.
I'm actually quite surprised a token goes on a 500% move and consolidates at this price point, and only a 30% drawdown from top to bottom.
Yeah,
that's
and now it's literally consolidating. You know, and I know it looks ridiculous on this chart. If I was to pull it down, that looks a bit more sensible.
Are we still following that one or no?
XLM, yes, I think we are. Hang on a sec. It's there. It's in all coins. Hang on a sec. It's in here. Yeah, it's actually had. Would you believe it? It went up to 539, and it's pulled down to 400. But we the way that just because we use our stop loss for monitoring when to stop monitoring, not from a trading point of view, if you know what I mean. We have a stop, but because the moves are so wild at the moment, we've got a very, very, it's like currently 100. There's an algorithm that works it out. It'll get tighter as the moves get smaller,
Yeah.
right? The difference in the volatility becomes smaller. But at the moment, there's like it's 100% above it. But that's because the move's gone up to 539 really quickly.
On the
So
4-hour time frame.
that came in
on the 4-hour time
that's
frame.
a 1 day.
Yeah, it closed, but on the longer term, it's still following.
Yes, that's right. On the 4-hour, it closed at 337%, and it closed this morning at 7 a.m. at the start of the new trading UTC. But yes, on the day chart, it's still rocking and rolling. So because there's just a bigger move within the day candles, right? But yeah, it's so Zazook's great for me too in terms of finding interesting coins. Obviously, we have some coins that we all love and that we want to trade, and that might not be in our system, but if you're just about trading to earn money, everything you need is within our system. And right now, this is the moment to kind of like you wake up and Discord has gone off on your phone and you go, oh, new juicy tip, check it out, have a look, do your own setups on your chart, decide when you want to enter, decide your own risk reward ratios and what your tolerance is, and get in there and trade. If you don't want to use leverage, which is, do you know what, is absolutely fine. I know you like to use higher leverage. I tend to use 3 to 5 maximum. And if I'm really bullish, I use 8, but not really above that. But I know you can go up to like your 20s and stuff like that, right? 30. But I'm here for the long rolls. The long haul. My whole point is earn money over the bull run. So at the end of the bull run, sweet. Not try and make it all in 1 week.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it's really important to have your sort of trading plan and be strict with your rules. Be disciplined in your trades, and also just connect with like-minded traders doing the good work. And that's the one way that you can level up your skills and get better at what you do and sort of master the craft, as well as there's there's always it's always a beautiful thing to trade with others, because everyone that's in the trenches has been through that. They got the scars to prove it. So there's always lessons to be learned, and there is ways to beat out the market. And so before we end up today, if you guys want to connect with us, we're going to be trading. I'm going to be taking a look at the charts. It is 5:30 a.m. for me right now. Markets open at 6:30. So we'll take a look at what's the charts are doing and seeing what trades that we can get trade. And if you want, you can join our Discord. Links in our description, or you can click on our profile, Zazook.App, and join our Discord through that. And Andy, if you want to go through the NFT, take it away.
Sure. So for those that are watching for the first time, we have a subscription NFT, which is an NFT with a difference. And right now, it's going to. I said it was going to disappear today, but this was the 100K day. I couldn't take it away on the 100K day. So it's still currently 80% discount. And if you go to buy one, you can. I'll change this to say USD coin so you can see. You can have a member role currently, which will be 99 a month, pro role at 25.80 a month, and elite role at 29.80 a month, which would be 125 and 149. When you choose, let's say I go for the elite role, and by the way, this 80% is locked in on chain. The moment the NFT is minted and the subscription is put in place, that is in the smart contract and cannot be changed. So even if when next week we remove this discount, other people pay full price for the following months forever that you subscribe, you will always be getting that 80% discount. And equally, the more months you buy, the more you get. If you buy 3 months, you get 1 month free. If you buy 6, this is not going away, by the way, only the discount is. If you buy 6, you get 9 months membership. If you buy 12 months membership, you get 20 for the price of 12, and at the moment 80% discount. Once you own your NFT, Let me go here to mine. I have got an elite membership, which I did for a year, so it doesn't expire till 2026. But if I wanted to downgrade from elite, and I think, you know what, pro is enough for me, or member is enough for me, I can click this and downgrade, and it will credit me back the difference if I went to member of $114 over that time period, which will sit in my credit account here, again on chain, and then when it does run out, I can use that $114 to extend my subscription. Likewise, if I get busy, I get sick, I cannot trade, I can come here, and instead of me not being able to use the service and my subscription ticking away and about to run out, I can come here and end my subscription. It will credit me back $324. Put that in here. The channels in Discord will disappear, but you're not using them anyway. And then when you want to come back, you can use all of that $324 to extend your subscription again. So I think I'm the software engineer on all of this. I've tried to create the most fair subscription model possible, and it's all on chain. And then every time you do a transaction, it comes into your transaction history here. So that's it. That's a quick overview.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, thanks, Andy, for taking the time to share with us the tips and updates, and as well as the insights. And if anyone here wants to connect with us in the Discord, we'll be trading. So click the link, join our Discord. Happy to trade with everybody on here. All right. Thank you all for watching, and we'll do this again tomorrow, same time, same channel. Peace out.
Very happy trading, everyone.
Let's go. 100K party.